Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the presentation on how to pick the right theme for your page builder project. Before we get started, I just quickly wanted to give you an overview of what we are going to cover in this presentation. We are going to see if we still need a WordPress theme in 2020. Then we're going to have a look at what to avoid when choosing your theme for your page builder project. Then on the other side, what to look out for when choosing your theme. We're going to do a quick comparison between theme building functionality that most of the page builders nowadays come with versus theme functionality. And we're going to debunk page speed comparisons. After that, we will have a quick look at what the future holds. All right, so let's get started. Okay, do I still need a theme in 2020? The short answer is yes. The way WordPress is designed, it will always require a theme. The theme basically works as the foundation of the website. Page builders have come a long way though, with Beaver Themer, Divi, Elementor Pro. They all kind of now allow you to take over certain parts of the theme and design them, basically yourself using a page builder. We're going to have a look at whether you should use this functionality or stick to what the theme provides in a second. But again, basically, you will always be using a theme, and then you would use a page builder or Gutenberg on top of that. All right, now let's have a look at what to avoid when choosing your theme for your next page builder project. The first thing that comes to mind is multi-purpose themes. And when I say multi-purpose themes, I'm referring to those that are from back in the days, basically, and that try to do it all. So some of them come with pre-registered custom post types for, let's say, a portfolio section. That is something you would probably nowadays handle using a page builder, or maybe a page builder advanced custom fields combination, or maybe have handled by a third-party plugin or something like that. So that's definitely something you would want to avoid, which brings me to the next point, bloat. You definitely want to avoid bloat. And themes with theme settings pages. Not in general, because there are definitely useful theme settings pages out there, but more those type of theme settings pages that allow you to change the layout or design your website. So that's definitely something you would want to avoid, because when you have a theme settings page where you change the logo size or the header background color, you would have to first click save, then head over to the front end, refresh the page to actually see what is going on. So make sure you pick a theme that is utilizing the WordPress customizer, where you usually get a live preview of all of your changes in real time, actually. All right. And the last point is obvious. You wouldn't want to pick a theme that no longer receives updates and support. Now let's have a look at what to look out for. So the first thing, again, is multi-purpose themes. And this time I'm referring to those that are maybe from 2 or 3 years ago that still allow you to build any type of website, but at the same time don't come with all of the options and maybe leave certain things to the page builder or to other third-party plugins. Which brings me to the next point, and that is page builder support. You would want to pick a theme that is built with page builders in mind. For instance, when working with a page builder, your pages are usually built out in a page builder. So you would need an option to set the page to full width and remove the page title, because you want that page builder to take over that entire page. Now, the next thing you should look out for is integrations. You would, let's say you're planning to use WooCommerce on your next project, then you would definitely want a theme that properly integrates and support WooCommerce, because otherwise you would install WooCommerce and it just looks entirely different from the rest of your theme. So that's definitely something you would want to avoid. And make sure to choose a theme that actually supports and integrates with the third-party tools that you're going to use. And the theme should also provide customization options for each integration to some degree, I think. So again, make sure it comes with the right integrations. The next point I have here is modularity. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have options to turn on or off specific features in the theme, But what it means is only the settings that you've defined specifically within the theme should actually leave a footprint on the front end. So when we look back at the WooCommerce integration, you wouldn't want the theme to load all these WooCommerce resources when you don't even have WooCommerce installed on your website. So that's definitely a very important point here. Then you would want to pick a theme that doesn't get in the way. That means it should have a very minimalistic design. It shouldn't, I would say it shouldn't be opinionated to some degree, because you wouldn't want to have to, first of all, remove the default styling of the theme to then be able to actually design your website on top of that. You would want to pick a theme that is just clean out of the box and doesn't get in the way. The next point I have is accessibility and GDPR compliance. Accessibility becomes more and more important, which I believe is a great thing. We see more and more themes heavily care about accessibility. And GDPR compliance is a big thing here in Europe, definitely. So you would want to have a theme to support that if you're down here in Europe, or actually anywhere in the world, basically. What comes to mind here is, for instance, Google fonts. Some themes, if you define a Google font, they make a call to the Google server. With Page Builder Framework, for instance, that's just an example. I think there are a couple other themes out there that do the same thing. We download those Google fonts and host them on your server locally, so there is no connection happening between the Google server and the visitor of your website, which definitely helps with GDPR compliance, because who knows what Google is doing with all the data they're collecting from us. Of course, then you would want to choose a theme that properly utilizes the WordPress customizer, and that gives you this live editing experience that you don't get from a theme settings page, as I mentioned earlier, for instance. The next point on the list is usability and user experience. You wouldn't want to pick a theme where it takes you 10 minutes to figure out how to change the logo size or the header background color or something like that. You want a theme that is easy to use and where the options in the customizer are laid out nicely. Also considering client access. Let's say you hand over the website to your client and they will get some degree of access to the website. Make sure everything is easy for them to use. Gutenberg support. Well, themes nowadays should be committed to support Gutenberg properly. And that is kind of tricky, to be honest, because Gutenberg keeps changing. And actually, like from my own experience, for instance, we've had to adjust our Gutenberg integration that we have with every update, with every recent WordPress core update. So still make sure the theme that you pick is committed to support Gutenberg, but if they don't support it right now, I would definitely understand that, because Gutenberg keeps changing. Updates and stability. Of course, you want to pick a theme that is receiving constant updates and doesn't break your website, because the last thing you would want is update your clients' websites, or like hundreds of clients' websites, and all of these websites break. So definitely something to avoid. Schema markup, that does help with SEO. There are also plugins that handle that, but it's even better if the theme comes with it out of the box, which that kind of goes hand in hand with accessibility a little bit, and again helps with SEO. So definitely make sure the theme that you choose offers at least a certain degree of schema markup. Well, the theme should be extendable and come with the right amount of hooks and filters. If you're a developer, you already know what that means. Hooks will allow you to basically inject your custom code or custom content in a certain place in the theme, for instance, before the logo, after the logo, right after the header. Well, that can be used, for instance, to create a top bar that offers a discount code or whatever that you inject right before the header on all of your pages on the website, for instance. That is where hooks come in really handy. So make sure the theme that you choose provides enough hooks and filters. And with Page Builder Framework, for instance, we do offer a tool for non-coders that is called custom sections. that allows you to visually build out your custom piece of content and inject it into any available hook inside the theme, which you can see right here, where we are going to add a custom pre-header right before, as you can see, this WPBF before header hook. So it will be displayed on the entire site right before the header. And in this case, only for logged in users actually. So this could be some sort of a membership thing, see? And there's the result. And this here actually is a visual guide of where the hooks are located in Page Builder Framework. As you can see on the top there, there's a hide theme hooks button in the admin bar that will allow you to toggle on and toggle off the available hooks in the theme, so you know exactly where you would inject your custom piece of content. Now, let's have a quick look at theme building versus theme functionality. Well, the big pro for theme building functionality is the flexibility. You can create pixel perfect designs using something like Beaver Themer or Elementor Pro to design your archive pages, your headers, your footers, and everything. Sticking with the theme, on the other hand, will give you better performance. That is because page builders usually do introduce a little bit of bloat, but again, that is a good trade-off compared to the flexibility that you get. But again, if you're sticking to the theme, you will probably end up with a better performance and probably better accessibility and definitely a cleaner markup. And of course, as I've just mentioned, hooks and filters are also part of the theme. So if you're going to utilize hooks and filters, and then definitely you would have to stick with what the theme provides. And last but not least, I think when you stick with a theme for, let's say, your archive pages, headers, your setup will be a lot faster compared to when you have to go in there and create all the bits of the website, like the archives, headers, footers within the page builder. And yeah, that will definitely take you a lot more time. But again, if you need something more complex, you would definitely want to utilize these theme building features. But if, let's say for the archive page, if that's not something you would need to go absolutely crazy about, the theme usually provides you with enough flexibility to take care of or to achieve a good design here. So the rule of thumb is use the theme whenever you can and the page builder whenever you have to. With that, you're taking the leanest and cleanest possible approach. Now let's demystify page speed comparisons. That is something I've been doing on my blog for quite a while, but it's great that I get the chance to do it here as well. So let's jump right into it. Our good friend Adam Preiser has done this review where he compared Astra versus GeneratePress, OceanWP, Page Builder Framework, and the Hello Elementor theme to determine which actually is the fastest WordPress theme out there. Well, the results are kind of surprising, and I think he did a good job doing this test because he didn't just install the bare bones version of the theme and then ran his tests. He actually created a page where he added an Elementor template, I think, to it, and then switched between the themes to figure out which theme performs faster on a more real-life scenario, actually. And we've done that as well, and you will see the results in a second. There's this review, for instance, from our friends over at Kinsta, and they've crowned the Hello Elementor theme as the fastest WordPress theme here by basically comparing a bare bones version of all the available themes here and yeah, basically running the tests not on a real life scenario. I would love them to see, basically to redo that test on a more real life scenario to see how the results would look different. And I would also have to mention that the Hello Elementor theme should not be included in such a test because it does not offer any type of functionality. It is meant to be used with Elementor Pro. So it should be in the test, but maybe just for reference to see how fast things can get on a bare bones theme that basically, as I said, doesn't come with any functionality. So, all right, what I'm saying is don't fall for the marketing. There's a lot of marketing involved in this. You've probably seen that a 1,000 times where it says, this is the fastest theme of 2020. This is the fastest theme of 2019. What I would suggest is do your own comparisons, run your own tests, and make sure to test everything in a real life scenario where you maybe have your built out website and then just switch between the themes and run your speed tests. And yeah, you guessed it, we've done our own testing for this presentation. And what we've done is we've created a sample page, declared that at the home page, and loaded a random Elementor template on it to mimic a real life scenario. And then we've basically switched between all the available themes and ran our tests. All right, now here are the results. Okay, so the themes that we've tested are Page Builder Framework, the Hello theme. Keep in mind, Hello is just here for reference. Astra, OceanWP, GeneratePress, Neve, the Cadence theme, the 2020 theme, which is also just here for reference, and Avada. Avada is included in this test so that you get an idea of how these modern themes are different from something like Avada. So yeah, let's have a look at the page size column first. Page Builder Framework comes in at 2.6 megabyte, Astra at 2.5, OceanWP at 2.7 and 3.0 with their recommended plugin installed. So basically, when you install OceanWP, it tells you to install an add-on plugin. But since it was not required and just recommended, I thought I would basically just provide both numbers here. All right, and as we can see, also 2020 comes in at 2.7 megabyte, but as we can see, they're really close together. And I should have done this test, I think, using a different tool, not KeyCDN, because KeyCDN doesn't give me the 2 digits after the comma, because I'm sure between Astra and Hello, there are not 0.1 megabytes in between, but it's actually a lot less. But yeah, this is what we got here. The second column I want to look at is the load time, and the fastest quote-unquote themes here were Hello, Page Builder Framework, and GeneratePress. The only theme that standed out here is Avada, basically with 2.41 seconds, and OceanWP with the add-on plugin installed that came in at 2.06 seconds. I have to mention that I ran all the tests at least 5 times and only noted down the very best numbers that I could achieve. So to make it kind of a fair comparison here. All right, also going back to the page size, Avada loads at 3.1 megabyte, which is a lot more compared to Astra, for instance. All right, I think the most important column here is the requests column. Page Builder Framework comes in at 91 requests, same as Hello and same as Neve, which is, I guess, yeah, a pretty good result. While OceanWP comes in with 99 and 101 requests with the Ocean Extra, I think is the name of the plugin, installed. GeneratePress also requires 97, and even Cadence comes in with 94 requests. Again, these numbers would look so similar if you would put a caching plugin on top of that and basically nullifies this column. But again, just as a reference, it gives you an idea how those themes perform without caching, or not even perform, because as you can see, GeneratePress also only takes 1.53 seconds to load, which is similar to Hello, which comes in at 91 requests instead of 97. But GeneratePress does make 6 more requests here, which are handled fine if you're using HTTP2. Honestly, the requests column is the only one that I would really take into consideration here if I was making a choice for what theme I would pick. But again, what I'm trying to say here with this comparison is all these quote-unquote fast WordPress themes perform pretty much exactly the same, no matter what the marketing says. And again, screenshot that list or whatever. Here you have it. All of them perform pretty much exactly the same on a real life scenario, Avada excluded, and OceanWP maybe. Moving on to the next topic, let's have a quick look into the future. With things like Gutenberg and full site editing on the horizon, will themes be going away? Well, the way themes work may change in the future. Some say that themes will only consist of a single style sheet and everything else will be handled in Gutenberg. That sounds great in theory, but I think we still have a long way to go for that to actually materialize. Personally, I think this will take at least 2 more years to be fully functional and provide us and our customers with a good user experience. There are numerous challenges with Gutenberg, especially from a user experience standpoint, that WordPress handled pretty decent with themes over the past couple of years. That is global styling options, for instance. I know that the themes team is working on that. Sorry, the Gutenberg team is already working on that, and I'm really curious what they can come up with. But currently, the theme kind of works as a bridge here, you know, between the front and the back end, basically. Well, I could go a lot deeper into this topic, but I would actually love to hear your thoughts on this. Will you be using things like full site editing when they are made its way into core? I think in the end, it comes down to the user. The user should be able to choose whether they want to edit everything inside of Gutenberg or the page builder, as some of them allow you to do, or utilize a theme. I think it will be interesting to see how Gutenberg will pull this off. And yeah, I'm definitely curious what the future holds here for us. The bottom line here as well is choose a theme that is committed to support those features once they land in core. Now let's recap how to pick the right theme for your project. Performance. Make sure the theme that you choose is a modern theme and it is made with performance in mind. Features. Of course, your theme should provide you with the right amount of features and the features that you're looking for to build out your website. At the same time, I think the theme shouldn't overdo it and leave certain parts to the page builder or your custom coding or whatever you plan to use on top of the theme. Usability. I think the theme should not overcomplicate things and keep it very simple and basic. I also think it's important that the theme comes in with a clean design. As I mentioned earlier, you wouldn't want to change the default design of the theme to then start building your website. You would want to have a theme that is clean out of the box. Of course, again, the theme should be made with page builders in mind. It should come with the right integrations and it should focus on extendability. If pre-made sites and templates are a thing for you, definitely make sure you choose one that provides you with the templates you like. Though there are tools out there like Envato Elements, for instance, or even Astra sites that I don't think many people know that, but you could choose an Astra starter site and still use a different theme with it. So for us personally, it didn't make sense to compete in that market, because as I said, you can use all the options out there and still use your favorite theme with that. And in the end, I think it comes down to what theme you like best. Choose a theme that you like and maybe a team that you trust. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, this should give you a good idea on what to look out for when choosing your theme for your next project. Of course, if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments, and I see you in the next video.